comic book theater. Leviathan and Cryptid have taken over the show for tonight. So Comic Fanatic Live with Leviathan and Cryptid. Want to introduce yourself? Yeah. So let's see. Tevye is here and Legend Storm's here. So welcome Tevye and Legend Storm. This is our since tonight is a couple of days before Halloween. We won't have another show till after Halloween. I figured I asked Cryptid if he would, put on the mask tonight if he wanted to join me in that because I thought it would be a little fun thing to do. Can everybody hear me okay? I just want to know, can you guys hear me okay? Tevye said hi, Cryptid and Leviathan. I got a little facial. I didn't like the red, so I went with blue today. Red wasn't my color. Blue is. You guys are suited up for Halloween, I see. Yes, we are.
Yeah. Tell us what you guys are going to be dressing.
Yeah, I know Legend Storm shared his on our Discord, but what else you guys want to say here? And if you are going to get dressed up as anything on Halloween, because I'm actually wearing this on Halloween to give out candy. I figured I'd just give out candy like this year. All right, Tevye, now can you hear me better?
Can you guys hear me better?
I can hear you fine. Tevye said he was having a little trouble hearing me, so can you hear me better now? I want to wait to see if he says yes or no. And then we can get on with the show. I'm getting Legend Storm says he's going to be I'm going to be Ernie from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Yes, he said that in our Discord. That's a really cool costume. Not many people go with Ernie, so I'm really cool to see it. I hope you got a nice Hawaiian shirt because he's always had those Hawaiian shirts on. Tevye said nice. Tevye said yes, he can hear us now. He can hear me better. I'm technically trick-or-treating. I'm technically trick-or-treating. I'm working on Halloween, so I'm handing out candy at work. Yeah, I'm doing the same thing. I'm working, and then at work, I'm going to hand out candy at my house. I'm going to join and hand out. I'm going to get done early, hand out some candy, and maybe do some fun with my nephew and my great niece. And cool, my great nephew. Tevye said I can hear you better. All right, cool. All right, let's get into some of the news. Let me just get that news piece up. Those news pieces up. Let me see. Sorry, I'm just trying to get this document up and open it up earlier.
Sorry if you guys hear that.
I don't hear an echo right now. It's a little every now and then you hear like a little background noise, but it's nothing. It's nothing like major.
Gotcha.
All right. Let's see. We got some news we're going to talk about. Tevye, yes, we are going to talk about the Superman news, but I'm saving that piece for last, just because I think it's a big piece.
Oh yeah.
So, let's see. All right, so the first piece of news I want to talk about, because I know Cryptid doesn't really it's not into Power Rangers or anything, but I didn't want to talk about the Power Rangers toys that they got coming out. They got Wave 3 and Wave 4 have been announced. Wave 3 would be Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Red Ranger with a Jason head. They're actually putting on the Zeo Gold Ranger head onto him. So they went with the non-smiling one. I think that's because fans were saying that the smiling one didn't really look like him, which it did. It just looked like him from the publicity photos that they took in season 1, where all the cast had to be smiling, these big smiles. Same thing with Kimberly. When they did her head, it was a season 1 photo that they used as a reference, and they showed her big smile, which they all were smiling at the time. And it's going to have him. It's going to have Beast Morpher's Blue Ranger, which is really cool. And they're going to have Dino Charge Gold Ranger. There's a lot of people are complaining because he doesn't have the white neck, but it's a minor paint app you can do yourself. Like you can buy paint markers and just touch it up yourself. And then finally, Lord Draken is going to be out for the Lightning Collection.
Ooh.
Yeah, they all come with heads. Jason comes with a open blade blaster, the power sword, a special effects, and 2 hands. Ravi comes with the Beast X blade, a special effect, 2 hands, and a head. Let's see. Dino Charge Gold comes with Ian, Sir Ivan. I mean Ivan, not Ian. Sir Ivan comes with a head, 2 hands, the Petra Saber, which opens. It actually opens, and a special effect. And his Morpher. And then we have Draken comes with a head that is old Lord Draken Tommy head. The Dragon Dagger, a special effect for the Dragon Dagger, and 2 hands. So that's pretty cool, I think. And that's coming out at the end of the year. You can pre-order those on like Amazon and all that. And I got links up in over on Comic Phanatic in the article. And then Wave 4 was announced, and that's not coming out till fall of 2020, which is a long time for a wave of toys to come out, especially because they did 21 figures this year, and then you're waiting until fall. Actually, yeah, it's 21 figures this year, and then it'll be next fall is when you'll see the next wave, and that's going to have Zeo Blue with the head, his power axes, his Zeo Saber, and Zeo Pistol. And then he's going to have, and 2 hands. Then there's going to be SPD Red. We didn't see him yet, so I don't know what he comes with. And it's going to be also... Well, I'm trying to think of who the other person is right now. SPD Red, Zeo Blue. Hold on. I know I have this. SPD Red, Zeo Blue. There's one more. I'm going to click on the link right now and see it. These are all up on Comic Fanatic. I just can't remember the name of this person. Beast Morpher's cyber villain Blaze. So you're going to get Blaze for Power Ranger Beast Morphers on there too. And then you're also going to get some it wasn't mentioned in the press release, but we know from leaks that Trini is also supposed to be in there, so look forward to that. And again, that's fall 2020. They said something big is coming up later on in the year that's going to hold us over to that. So hopefully we get something really cool for that.
Trini, she was the yellow Ranger?
Yeah, the original yellow Mighty Morphin Power Ranger, yeah. Gotcha, that's who we're getting for Wave 4. And let's see.
Her red in her red version?
What?
Wasn't there like somewhere in the Red Ranger?
Oh yeah, in the comic book. No, in the comic book, Trini was the Red Ranger for one arc. She got they went to this planet where her and Jason's minds switched bodies, and she became the Red Ranger.
Okay.
She their power switch, and then they could read minds. I'm sorry, I want to say that correctly. Their power switch, and then they could read minds. So yeah, I figured that was a cool little thing to say. But I do know that Cryptid loves some Marvel Legends stuff, so he's into Marvel comic books, and Marvel Legends also has Wave they announced at the same con. I think it was this was all at Comic Con Paris, and they announced Spider-Man and Fantastic Four and other waves coming at you. So I like the Fantastic Four. I like how they look. So they look really cool. The Spider-Man also looks really cool, and you get the Hydra cat octopus in that
Superior Octopus.
Yes.
I saw that name on the list.
I know when I saw that, I was like, I gotta put this on the news for Cryptid because I know he loves all things with that. So let me see. Legend Storm says I have 2 Hawaiian shirts already. Oh, cool. Kevin said I hear an echo from Cryptid. I don't really hear it. Maybe it's just on my end. I don't hear it, but I'm so happy we're actually getting a Superman show with Jonathan Samuel Kent, Superboy. Well, we'll talk about that in a little bit, Tavia. And also, we have the Mandalorian trailer. Yes, we do, and we're going to be talking about that too. So, let me see the next piece of news. Anything else you want to say about those Marvel Legends?
I'm good. I mean, focus on Octopus. That's gonna be
I can't wait to see them. I might start buying some of the Marvel Legends too, because I know I get some of them from like as gifts, but I wanted to buy a couple so I can display them and do reviews of them too. Because I normally don't open up the gifts ones. I keep them in the box so they look nice.
Same here.
Let me see.
The Legend figures
and I think there is a Deadpool in there too that's coming out. I'm not sure. I think that's what it says in the article. Let me see. I'll see if there. I'll let you guys know what figures there are. Also, let me just see this real fast. All right, and they're going to build the Demogoblin is going to be in the Spider-Man Build-A-Figure, and the Super Skrull is for the Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four has, of course, the Thing. You're going to get Human Torch, Hulk, Invisible Woman, Doctor Doom, and Mr. Fantastic. And of course, that all builds up again to the Super Skrull. Spider-Man has Vulture, White Rabbit, Shang-Chi, which that's what I'm going to get. I'm going to get Shang-Chi because I love Shang-Chi. That's my guy.
And when they release
yeah, I will. Trust me. Spider-Man Velocity action figure. Spider-Man, I think that's Mortal Kombat 3, right? MK? No, Marvel Knights 3? I don't know. Let me see what that guy looks like. I don't know. It says MK3. It said Marvel Knights MK3. Alright, okay. I know the suit. I don't know why it says MK3, but it's the one. It's like an armored suit, so. And then let's see. We're also gonna get Superior Octopus. And they build up the Demogorgon. And then you can also let's see. Strong Guy Build-A-Figure from upcoming Deadpool wave, a Spy Master figure, and a Winter Soldier figure. When those figures arrive, you'll be able to find. Okay. Yeah. So the Winter Soldier looks sweet. I like him. I might get that. I might get the Winter Soldier one too.
Standard Winter Soldier costume?
No, he doesn't have like the standard one. He has like a brown vest on, dark blue camo, like the dark blue costume. And the long hair. Okay. A big gun and a small gun, like a handgun and a let me see. All right, so the next piece is some Marvel comic January 2020 solicitation stuff. I know Cryptid really wanted to talk about the Spider-Man turning green, and then we have the Amazing Spider-Man Daily Bugle miniseries. So, what do you have to say about those two?
Okay, Spider-Man. Isn't he? It's going to be about him looking with more control, right?
Yeah.
And isn't he already switching by them?
I don't think Marvel really has a concrete way to transition from one event to another. Because like you saw that Amazing Spider-Man today. This week you saw an Amazing Spider-Man where I felt like I was reading a whole different book. Like it didn't have any flow from the last issue to this issue. But yeah, I just think that's the way Marvel does it. They just skip around.
Right.
We have a new person in here. Let's see. Legend says, I ordered Disney Plus today. It looks very promising.
Correct.
Cool. Yeah, I'm going with the I'm waiting until it actually goes on because I'm going to just bundle my Hulu in with it because I'm not paying for my Hulu, which I paid $13 for, and I'm not paying that, and then $7 for Disney Plus when I can get both for $13 and get ESPN on top of that. So I'm just like, I'm gonna wait.
I'm waiting for the Falcon and Winter Soldier TV show come out before I actually.
I think that's a lot of people. A lot of people are gonna wait until their shows come on, order it, and then cancel it after the show's over. That's what they do with HBO Go and they for Game of Thrones. So let's see, Kevin Crawley Jr. is here. Hey, K. Crawl. He says the Superman show, the CW Superman show. I have mixed feelings on this. The one hand, I'm happy Superman will have his own series again, but on the other hand, they should have waited until the shows were renewed. We're going to talk about that to announce that he said. So he says, why White Rabbit SJW sucks. White Rabbit is not SJW. She's not a Justice Warrior. She's been out. She's a character that's been out, Tevye, since before that term was used regularly. So she's just a Spider-Man character that they haven't done yet. So
I see more reason for them to have White Rabbit than Paladin as a
yeah, and I also see more reason to have it than why I would have been like my big question was why build a demigoblin? like who really needs a demigoblin? But anyway, yeah, Marvel's doing way too many events again. Oh, they always do. Also DC Universe. Well, I was just talking about Disney Plus is actually allowing you to bundle Hulu in with your Disney Plus. So I'm not going to pay $70 a year or $6.99 a month, and then pay $12.99. Actually, it's like 13 something for my Hulu when I can get them bundled together for the same price as one. You know, I'm not going to pay 20 when I could pay 13. I'm not stupid. Basic math, people. Yeah, Game of Thrones final season sucks. Yeah. But I just meant by HBO Go. A lot of people would order it, watch it during Game of Thrones, and then after that season was over, they would cancel it, and then they will come back to it when Game of Thrones next season started. So that's why I think a lot of people are going to do with a lot of these things to save money instead of having all of them all the time. Oh, okay. He meant to say White Rabbit, she sucks, not SJW sucks. Okay.
Oh,
okay. Oh, it was autocorrect. Okay. That makes a lot more sense, Kevin. All right. So let's move on to the next piece. Yeah. We also had the the Daily Bugle miniseries, and you had anything else to say about the changing body? Which, like, I hate that they had to reinvent the freaking Hulk. You know, why do you have to have the Hulk jump bodies like that? Like, he's not a spirit that possesses people.
I'm curious how Al Ewing feels about this, because people are doing whatever they want.
Well, so is he. He reinvented the Hulk to begin with. All right. And the Daily Bugle mini is okay. I mean, it's going to be about Spider-Man and Deadpool. Something. I mean, not Deadpool. I'm looking at you when I said Deadpool. It's about Kingpin. No, I thought it. I saw you and I just thought Deadpool right away. So yeah, it's about Kingpin and Spider-Man. Something going on with them. So.
Gotcha. I'm okay with it. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's going to be a mini, so it's like, if you want to get it, you can get it. If you don't, you don't. You know, it's not going to be a whole series. But I do think there's way too many Spider-Man books out right now. I think they're doubling down on those Spider-Man books. All right, let's see. All right, let's just do these last two comic book things, and then we'll go into the rest of the news, which is media stuff. So we have Tales from the Dark Multiverse Infinite Crisis #1. I saw this preview, the first look of it. I loved it. I thought it looked really cool. It's what happens if, what happened in Infinite Crisis didn't happen the way it did. And we have a darker Blue Beetle here. So he looks badass. Like, I just love that, the way that they made the Blue Beetle look.
Well, I about a hero turning to the dark side. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, it will be really cool to see. So I'm really looking forward to it as well. Let's say, then we have a young adult graphic novel, which is it's called "You Brought Me the Ocean," and it's called it has to do with
Aqualad, right?
Aqualad, yeah. But they didn't name him Jackson Hyde. Maybe it was a typo, but the press release released him, and the solicitation of the book says Jake Hyde, which I thought was really weird that they changed his name from Jackson to Jake. But it's also probably a its own universe type story, so they could have him as Jake here, but he looks just like Jackson Hyde. So
okay, cool.
Yeah, let me just see if I can make this to where it sticks out all the time. I'm trying to make it where I don't have to always. All right, so
let's see.
The next piece. Yeah, I'm doing it right now. The next piece we're going to talk about is let's see, the next piece we can talk about is, let's talk about the new Sonic the Hedgehog movie standee that they had. Now, this was taken from a picture someone saw in a movie theater. They had like one of those standee poster type things, and it showed the new look for Sonic the Hedgehog from the movie. This isn't the one that we originally got. They went back, they tweaked him out a little bit. He looks more like the comic book version. So what do you think about it?
For me personally, Sonic's an okay series. When the trailer came out, we didn't have any problem. I hope this looks happy now.
Yeah, I think he's more faithful to the comic. Like, we were talking about this on Discord. I said that he didn't look like him when I saw it, but I never had a real big problem with it because Sonic was cool to me. But it's not like one of those things where it's blasphemy if you change the look. Like it was. I don't think it was so different that it was blasphemy. Like I had a big problem with the Mighty Morphin Power, the 2017 Power Ranger movie because that was so freaking different from the movie that they were trying to remake. That I was just like that. I had a real big problem with. This I didn't have a real big problem with, but I understood why people did because if I guess it depends on your love of the character. Sonic was a fun game. I played it all the time. I beat it in like a day, like not even a day, like a couple of hours. I beat the whole game. Like it was an easy game for me to play back in the day. But yeah, I know it's not one of those things where I'm like, oh, this is my favorite childhood game. You're going to ruin my childhood. I never felt like that with that. So, all right.
Gotcha. Let's see. Looking at the comment sections right now,
Debbie says what?
Honestly, I don't think say.
We'll have to see. I'm going to go see the movie for sure. So, we'll see how they do it. Yeah, I mean the movie can still be good, whether it looks like him or not. The movie can still be good, or it could really be suck. And Jim Carrey is a big selling point for this movie, I think, for a lot of people. He says even with the new design, it's still going to be the same story. We don't know the story. That's the whole thing. So you can't say it sucks if you don't know the story yet. All we know is it's going to have what's that guy's name? Professor Egg, whatever. Jim Carrey. Who's Jim Carrey's character? Dr. Eggman or Professor Eggman? Something. Huh?
Was it Eggman?
Yeah, I think it's Eggman or something like that. Eggman, something like that. JLS Comics says, I'm late, but I made it. That's right. We didn't get on to the bigger news, so we still got some of the bigger news coming out. So did you see the She-Ra season 4 trailer?
I saw it when you mentioned it.
Okay.
Look funny.
Go ahead.
No, that's it.
Oh, okay. So the trailer is about season 4. I will have a review for season 4 before it comes out. I'm going to do a review on it on Wednesday. So stay tuned for Comic Book Theater. Sorry. I'm going to have that review for that. It will be up on Wednesday morning. And it will have season 4 is about change because Glimmer is going to be a queen now, and Tetra's co-leading the Horde. So it's going to be a great season. I'm looking forward to doing my review on it. And again, that will be right up here on Comic Book Theater on Wednesday morning. Let's see. This is something we both wanted to talk about because we both posted it in different parts of the Discord. The Joker is the top grossing R-rated movie of all time. This surpassed Passions of the Christ, surpassed Deadpool, surpassed them all, and it's only in week 4.
Man, I already saw the film 3 times. So, yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah, I just love how everybody was like, "Oh, this movie's gonna flop." It glorifies violence and psychopaths. It gives them a reason. Yet it's.
And I believe the third person said movie.
Dr. Robotnik, that's who he played. He is. Let's see, Dr. Eggman. Okay. Dr. Ivo Eggman Robotnik. Okay. I knew it. I thought it was Eggman. Eggman. Me and Cryptid was correcting that. It's Dr. Eggman. I like again. I never really paid attention to Sonic. It's not like one of those characters. I read the book with my nephew, but it's not like one of those things that stick in my head. It's not a passionate thing for me.
I mean, to be honest, my nephew knows more Sonic than I do. And they hate it too. I'll say that.
Here's another question from Jesse. He says, what other villains would you like to see the Joker treatment given to? From DC, I guess you would have to say, because this is a DC thing.
I feel like it has to be a bad character.
I would love for
Thank
them actually do a Joker Harley one right and not have it be what's her name in it? What's her name? Robbie what's her name?
Margot Robbie.
Yeah, Margot Robbie. I don't want her to be Harley. I want someone who's gonna play Harley the way Harley should be. You know, not this
Yeah.
um
Like the rock time. Heard that? I'm they're gonna make Joker 2 after this.
oh, there's definitely gonna be something else made.
If they ever do make a Joker 2, I have a theory that Harley.
Yeah, it would definitely be great if they did like a Man Love one. But I would also like to see probably Lex Luthor. Like, get a real good Lex Luthor in there. And do that.
Ooh, that would be interesting. Would he get the mech suit by the end or throughout the whole film?
Sorry, I had a sneeze and I didn't want to do it on camera. So yeah, Black Adam would be a good one too.
Oh yeah, isn't Rock still set to play Black Adam?
Yeah, so I would. That's why I said, because The Rock I think would do a great job doing that. Just do it a little bit darker now that he can play that, because now they know that they could play that dark.
Let's see. JL's comic thing. I want to see an R-rated logo. I would see that.
That would be bad too. That would be really cool to see that. Real cool Lobo one.
A Lobo. Sorry, he makes it.
Yeah. And then K. Crawl says, I like it that DC films post Aquaman seem to be figuring it out to some degree. I think DC should stick to doing standalone films. I think they are. I think I mentioned this in the Q&J. I think they're done with the shared universe. They know that that's not their forte. They messed that up. They screwed the pooch there. But the Joker showed them that they can actually have these type of films, and they can do. They don't have to connect to anything. They don't have to be about anything like any building up story. They can just do these standalone ones, and I think that's what it's going to be more like. Kevin said he would personally like a Lex Luthor movie, and personally, I think we need more Shazam type movies. I think we will. I think we are going to get more of those, but they're also going to use. Yeah, I mean, we're going to get. I think what they're doing, what they figured out, is that you can go dark with some characters and light with some characters. Not everything has to be the same scope. Not everything has to be seen through the same exact lens, and I think that's the good part about this. All right, so let's see. The next thing we have is the second trailer for Disney's Plus's The Mandalorian. Sorry, The Mandalorian. So, did you see the trailer?
I did not see the trailer. So, what did you think of it?
I thought it was pretty good. I liked it. I'm not sure about how Disney Plus. I keep saying this. I'm not sure how Disney Plus is going to handle this budget after the first wave of stuff, because they're making like all these budgets. Like, these are movie budgets, and I don't see them doing like all these shows consistently. Like, I don't see them doing 20 shows a year on this budget. It's just crazy. So I think you're going to drop down in it, but this trailer really makes me think of like the Star Wars movie. And I actually would have liked this better than Rogue One or Solo or any of those other movies, that they were planning. So it looks really good to me. I want to see it. I want to see what they have cooked up with this. And Disney Plus comes out on November 12th. So there's a couple more weeks, people. You got Disney Plus coming out, and this Friday, we have Apple TV Plus coming out, which I'm going to be watching just to watch Ghost Rider on. Ghost Rider. Anybody who watched the old series on PBS, it was about a ghost that could contact these kids and they could solve mysteries. I'll watch that.
I actually never heard of that.
Yeah, it was an old show on PBS. It came out in the '90s, I think. And it was like this ghost that would come. It was just like this little ball, and it would like scoop up like any letters around it, and it could spell messages out to the kids, and the kids will follow the clues and solve the crime. So it was a pretty cool show. And they're coming out with the remake of it, and this time it's going to be different. They're going to this time though it's going to be famous characters in books are escaping the books, and the kids have to solve the crime to get them back in there or something like that. So that's the only reason why I'm going to be watching it, and I'm not paying for it. I know someone I know is paying for it, and I'm just watching theirs because I refuse to support Apple in any way. Apple is evil, people.
That's why I never bought it.
Me either. Let's see. New Arrowverse, Lois, the topic of the show, so we're going to get on to that. The new Arrowverse, Lois and Clark Superman show is in development at the CW. Now, before we talk about this, I do want to give a little notification here that this is in development. That does not mean it's going to actually see the light of day. That does not mean that it's going to be filmed even. It's just in development. Also to note that the Canaries is also in development, okay? The Green Arrow all-female spinoff is going to be in development. So we know that they're in development, but that does not mean that they will be made. And this Lois and Clark one is going to have it's going to focus on a superhero raising a family. So it's going to be about Lois and Clark being married with their child that we heard about in Elseworlds, that she was pregnant, and we're going to probably see the baby in Crisis on Infinite Earths. Crisis on Infinite Earths. So what did you think about this when you heard it, and your thoughts on it as a whole?
I was shocked, to be honest, because you already have Superman reads and a lot of his foreign characters. So if you bring in Superman and have the show, what else could they explore?
Yeah, I agree. Hold on, I'm trying to get this to stop this. I'm getting it.
Right. Gotcha. Let's see. Comment section.
Is this still an echo?
I don't hear an echo from you.
All right, because I think it's my headphone is not picking up it. I'm trying to get it to where. Hello. Just talk about that for 1 second. I'm gonna go get a different set of headphones. Okay.
Gotcha. Let me just read some comments. Have you seen the call? I was right. I am so happy. Jonathan Samuel Kent. Good for you, Tavia. Happy for you. Let's see. JLS Comics saying Ghost Rider. I remember that show. Good for you. Kenneth Carley Jr. is saying, I would have been more excited for a standalone Superman series had Supergirl had finished first. Oh, well, you never know. Let's see. More of my thoughts on it. Hope it does great. Hope it's what fans want. And yeah, that's my thoughts on that news. Just gotta wait until Jay comes back now. So guys, while we're waiting for Jay, do you guys have any more thoughts on Superman? Or what you were going to go as for Halloween? Tick tock, tick tock. Tevia is going all. Personally, I am glad we are getting another Superman series with Clark and Lois raising their son. Okay. Oh,
Ooh,
Jay's back.
yeah. I had to go down and get
Better.
my other headphones.
Oh, okay.
All right. Let's see.
Any more
All right.
thoughts on it?
Um, I I did tell Tevye on Q&J Friday that I didn't think it was going to make it because this is before it was ever announced. So he did call it, but I didn't think they were going to make it because it undercut Supergirl, you know. But
Mm-hmm.
the way he's been talking about it, he says like the story. It could be a mini series, it could be like a 10 episode thing, and it could also just be not go to CW, or it could be something they do for CW, but so it will go right to the what's it called, um, HBO Max. They might be going it for HBO Max, because they're trying to build up more content for that, and anything that goes on CW now goes right to HBO Max. Anything that Warner Brothers does for CW now goes to HBO Max.
Guess we'll see, Never know what's going to happen.
He says, K Cross says, until we get more information, I'll be cautiously optimistic about a standalone Superman series. Yeah. I don't know how they're gonna do it, honestly, because they don't want to undercut Supergirl. You don't want to undercut her unless they really just do it like how Lois and Clark was, more about the people and not about the superheroics. Or maybe they could face it, but still, Superman versus Supergirl. People are going to tune into Superman more than Supergirl, unless again they could also pair them up and put them back to back, so people tune in for Superman and watch Supergirl right after. That would be okay, but it would be something to see about that. I don't think they'll do it for the DC Universe app, Tevye, because people definitely um discard those as two different things. Like CW is its own universe, and DC universe is its own universe of shows. So I don't think people would associate this Superman with that app. But they Warner Brothers have the HBO Max app that's coming out in April 2020, and that is going to have a lot of content. And anything that Warner Brothers is doing that goes on CW this season on is going to go right to that afterwards. It's not going to go to Netflix. So,
Oh, Kenneth Carley has a comment. I did hear some rumors that Supergirl was contracted for 7 seasons. Don't know how true that is, though.
I don't think. I just think everybody assumes everything goes to 7 seasons now. Because that was the way things go in TV. Normally, it is things go to 7 seasons. That's the magic number people want. Because then you get your what's the name you get the reruns and all that with syndication. You get syndication rights and all that more with 7 seasons. They like 7 seasons because by that time you have over 100 episodes, and 7 seasons is normally that number that they like to go for. But Arrow went to 8, and we don't know how much the other ones are going to go to. Supergirl could go to 7, but CW is really playing it year by year with these. Like, we really don't know who's being renewed until it happens. We did know this was going to happen. All these shows were going to be renewed in December last year because they renewed them all at the same time because they were like, come back to see next year for DC Crisis on Infinite Earths. So we knew all the shows were being renewed for 1 year, but we didn't know, what was actually going on. Tevye says we could have both Superman and Supergirl running at the same time. Yes, we could, but it undercuts Supergirl because it's like, if you have a Batman movie in the theater, you have a Batgirl movie in the theater, it's like you're undercutting one for the other. More people are probably going to go see a Batman movie than the Batgirl movie. Not being sexist or anything, but Batman's the more well-known character.
True that.
That's just, it has nothing to do with the sex. It just has to do with Batman is the name. She's a derivative character of Batman. Supergirl is a derivative character of Superman. So people are going to want to tune in for Superman. And they'll have to really do something that's going to keep people watching Supergirl with it. The only good thing is that it's not on a different channel. If it was on like channel CBS or something on at the same time, then it would really be bad. But they could possibly do this and do it well.
Yep. Time will tell.
He said, plus this could finally open the door for Super Sons, maybe. Well, we can't do Batman. They're not going to do Batman because Batman has the bat embargo. That's why Batman's not in Batwoman, and Bruce Wayne is only in Titans. So there's some leniency for the bat embargo, but once that Batman movie comes out and if it does well, trust me, that bat embargo is going to be on so tight. You're not going to say the word bat without having to check the DC first. WB first.
Will they possibly be able to squeeze in Robin though?
That's what I'm saying. Like, you have to establish that in this universe, Damian Wayne already exists. So that means Dick Grayson would have to be Nightwing, Jason Todd would already have to be dead, and Tim Drake would have to be Robin for a while, and then Damian would have to come in as Robin. And we don't even know if, because as far as we know, the baby should only be a baby. They went away last year. So it should be a baby, not a full-grown Superboy, Superboy was 10 years old in Super Sons. This could just be, unless they do like a future episode where they flash to the future and see, oh, this is what the Super Son's going to be. Supernatural went to 10. No, Supernatural went to like 14. I think they're on like season 14. They're the longest running CW show on air. It was Seventh Heaven, and then Supernatural passed them a couple years ago because they had 11 Seventh Heaven. Ken says also there are still rumors of Supergirl movie being made, but I doubt. I think point it will. I doubt at this point it will. I do too. I doubt that would be mean. Terry said at this point I don't see the Supergirl movie ever coming out. Never know. I think they'll do Supergirl right now over Superman, honestly. Just because
for Venom or Joker, but yeah, those movies came out.
Yeah, I just think a Supergirl movie will come out first because Superman has a lot of drama going on around it. You got Man of Steel that's still fresh in people's heads. You got BVS still fresh in people's heads. Henry Cavill is basically giving up it. So I think there's that, like if it was Supergirl, would be an easy way to do it. You can do it without having to connect it to anything too,
Yeah.
Terry said, which is why I maintain Barbara Gordon works as Oracle. I don't know where that comes from, but
yeah.
She can be Batgirl too. Why can't she be Batgirl? Even if you do, I guess that's because I said Batgirl's derivative of Batman. Any Batgirl is derivative of Batman. Batman's the first character. Any character created underneath the Bat title is derivative of Batman. Same way any of the supers are derivative of Superman. That includes Jonathan Kent. That includes Connor Kent. That includes Kara. That includes all of the super characters are all based off of Superman. So he was the mold that they all came out of. Let's see. even though we're getting Kevin Conroy and Crisis on Infinite Earths, he's gonna be Bruce Wayne, dude. He's gonna be old man Bruce Wayne. And again, once that Batman movie comes out, and if it's successful, there will be a hell of a lot less Batman mentions on TV. Trust me. That's why we got the Bat embargo in the first place, because Batman movies were successful, and they were like, we don't want anybody to talk about them. You know, let's save them all for us. We want the money. We're also getting Nightwing. Yeah, Nightwing's not Batman now. Nightwing's not Batman, and that's in the DC Titans. So that's DC universe. That's a different universe than the CW. Let's see.
All right.
Yep, season 14, which is the final season of Supernatural. Yeah, that's what I said. You said season 10, Tevye. I said season 14. What about Tim Drake Robin? I said he would have to be Robin for a while before you get Damian Wayne, you know?
I feel like we're repeating ourselves.
What?
Yeah, I feel like we're repeating ourselves now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you have to get a lot of backstory for that. You know, there would be a lot of backstory. You have to say, oh, Batman's been around for a while, blah, 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 blah. I mean, I think it's not impossible, but I think it'll be maybe something like as a flash forward. I don't think it'll be in the main season. Again, unless they do something Crisis on Infinite Earths where there's a time skip or something with Superman, and we see him in the future, like his son rapidly ages or something. Like maybe during the crisis, his son faces a rapid aging thing. I don't think we're going to get a 10-year-old Jonathan Kent or a 14-year-old Jonathan Kent. It's going to be a newborn baby, and it's going to be like, how do they deal with being a family and being Superman and Lois Lane?
Yep.
Or the Flash family. Flash family, they did the future. She came back from the past, from the future into the past, and that's how they had a family. That embargo is really stupid in my opinion. I don't think they need those embargoes, but WB Warner Brothers always do those embargoes. When the movie comes out, they snap those embargoes. Like that's why you don't have Wonder Woman in anything. They mentioned Themyscira and all that, but they don't ever show Wonder Woman because Wonder Woman's movie's doing well. They don't want anybody to try to take away from that. They don't want to undercut the movies. That's why we'll probably not see a Supergirl movie until the Supergirl series ends. And that's why Flash movie is in such developmental nightmare, because you have a successful TV show, nobody's going to want to pay what, $55 to go see a movie. By the time you get the popcorn and all, it's like $50 to freaking see a movie now. I mean, no one's going to be paying a lot of money. Like even if you just buy a ticket and don't eat anything or anything, that's still like what, between $12 and $16 to see a movie. That's still a good bit of money that people could save for something else.
You're starting to echo a bit. Sorry to interrupt you, man. It's starting to echo a bit.
No, sorry. Let me see. How about now?
Okay, I can hear you better now. Yep.
All right. Yeah, it's just I had to change the headphones. For some reason, the freaking new headphones won't work as well as the old ones, so.
Yeah, I had the same issue last time we did this. Yeah.
All right. Let me see. All right, so that's all for the news. So the hot topics are done. Let's go on to the next part, which is our least favorites. And
after this, I'm going to have to do an unmasking. Just give me 1 sec.
All right, I just want to say what mine is, so this way I give you the floor for all your stuff, so you can go off on it. Mine is actually The Amazing Mary Jane #1. I'm not sure if you read it. Yeah, I didn't like it. I thought they really did harm to her character. She was so dumb to me. Like, all right, so she's like, she finds out Mysterio's running this whole movie thing. And she's like, oh, okay, I'll do it. She seems like, I mean, I know girls who are like, oh, I'm a strong, powerful woman, but then they sell, they'll do anything they can to promote themselves. Like they'll work anywhere, so they can get promotion, so they can do whatever they want to do. They say that they're strong and independent, and that's what Mary Jane is supposed to be. But yet she's willing to compromise herself to promote herself, to get ahead in
Yeah.
the job. And that's not what Mary Jane should be. Mary Jane is smarter than that. That she's not going to let her a thing that she just became passionate about 5 seconds ago. She just became passionate about acting 5 seconds ago, and now she's like, I'm going to sell my soul to work with this guy. And then she doesn't even tell Peter about it. She just tells him, like, oh, everything's going well. She doesn't tell him that she's working for Mysterio or anything. She just says, oh, everything's going well with me. So I don't know. I just thought it was really a bad disservice to her. It made her seem like opportunistic, and she's not. What did you think about the book?
Unfortunately, I didn't read it. I ended up putting that comic down. I was going to buy it, but at the last second, I was thinking,
yeah,
nah, let me put it down.
It was just one of those things where I'm like, why? Like, why did they do this to MJ? Like, because she goes to Hollywood, she goes to make this movie, right? And then throughout it, she finds out that it's actually Mysterio doing the movie, and all she cares about is, all right, well, I'll do the movie, but I want to rewrite. I want to have some rewrites on my character because I want her to have better motivation as a character than to just be there for the man in the movie. Because the movie is about Mysterio and his motivations, and she's supposed to be like falling in love with Mysterio and all that. And on the set is all villains are working the set. Like the stagehands are all villains, and she's just like so stupid to do this. And I'm just like, why is MJ doing this? Like, this does not sound like MJ. This does not feel like MJ. She just seems like one of those opportunistic people who are willing to sell any shred of decency they have to get ahead in life. And I mean, definitely know people like that. But it's not MJ. She's stronger than that. She's better than that. But yeah, I did not like this issue at all. I thought it did a really big disservice to MJ.
Man, that's a shocker. I know a lot of people anticipated this book a lot, but
it was really, really anticipated, and I was looking forward to it. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, I want to get it because I've been liking what they've been doing with MJ. They reclaimed her independence and her her attitude, and then this just like totally undid all of it. Like, I felt like this totally undid everything that they've been working towards. But what's your worst pick? Your least favorite?
Okay, worst pick. It's Avengers 25.
I thought that was going to be yours.
I would show you guys a book, but you guys don't want to see what I did to that book. So, all right. As some of you guys might know, I'm a big Robbie Reyes fan, and I just haven't been happy with what Jason Aaron's been doing to my boy Robbie. The one good thing I could say about this issue, though, is that it wasn't the worst case scenario I thought it was going to be, because I was originally thinking that this was going to be the one issue where Jason Aaron does it and kills off Eli, and Robbie will forever roam around as a Ghost Rider with a possessed car. It wasn't that.
Well, they kind of did it. Because didn't he depossess the car? Because he said he took Eli out of it. And yeah, I'm pretty sure he said he took Eli out of the car.
Eli is no longer associated with Robbie or his Ghost Rider form anymore. But he's not dead at the same time. So I'm hoping, by the time Jason Aaron's done with the Avengers, he puts the toys back in the toy box. So
this is Jason Aaron. He may not be done with the Avengers for 10 years. Look at Thor. He's still on Thor. And it's still the same story. King Thor is the same exact story he started, 7 years ago?
God, that's my nightmare. I don't want to have to live through what Tevye did with Dan Slott's Spider-Man.
I can see that. But yeah, I saw this. I was like, he's not going to like this. Because that was one of my first issues because you said it last week on last week's show in the comments about how you were not looking forward to it. And I was like, I gotta read this first just to see how he's gonna react to it. I did not think you were gonna like this issue at all. You justifiably don't. You justifiably have the right to. And even if you're a fan of Johnny Blaze, that character was assassinated in this too. He's nothing like the Johnny Blaze that you knew.
Ever since he became King of Hell, With what Johnny Blaze is going through, I could kind of understand that. Like when you're King of Hell, I mean, I would think the stress of the job will get to you,
Yeah.
But
I can see a little bit more, but I still think like he just doesn't. It goes back to where I think Marvel right now is at the point where they're letting writers just do whatever they want to do with characters and not actually stick to what the character is about. You want to write a story, make it fit with that character. Who cares? Reinvent them. Do whatever you want to. Who actually pays attention to that? Readers don't care about that.
There's also one thing I wanted to ask. So you might have caught this, and I didn't. But did they ever fully explain why Eli was removed from Robbie to begin with?
I think it was all part of the thing, wasn't it? I don't know. I don't think they did. I don't think they did. I think it was just one of those things where it was mentioned and that was it. Like it was never explained. It was just like this is a thing now. Get over it.
That really bugged me a lot. Like literally the first time I saw Jason Aaron write Robbie in Legacy, and he gave him the pen and stare. I'm like, wait, he's not supposed to have the pen and stare. What the hell?
Yeah, he's a different kind of ghostwriter. He's not the same ghostwriter. That's what the thing was. He was an all new, all different ghostwriter. He wasn't like the ghostwriter of Johnny Blaze and what's the name?
Danny Ketch?
Yeah, Danny Ketch. He's not the same kind of ghostwriter. He's a different breed. That's why he was in a car.
Special.
Yeah, that's why he was the muscle car. He was, a Latino in a muscle car instead of a white guy on a motorcycle. He was a different breed, and they try to make him like, because I get why they try to do that, because the old guard, were like, oh, you're not a ghostwriter unless you had the pen and stare and you're this and that. But you gotta, like, he wasn't trying to be them, and that's what I'm okay with. That's why I'm okay with him as a ghostwriter, because he was never trying to be them. He had the same kind of name. Yeah, he was a different kind of character, like where I think Jane Foster Thor was just a Thor with a skirt. It was just a female version of Thor. She even started to talk like a Norse god. So it was like we're just writing a female Thor. And there's other characters that did that way too, like Ironheart. She was essentially just a Tony Stark, a know-it-all, self-arrogant, female version of Iron Man, and they just didn't do anything that embraced the differences. Where I think Ghost Rider actually embraced the difference, and there was a big gap between the last Ghost Rider series and this one. It wasn't like he just took over and was like, I'm replacing you.
The last Ghost Rider series, I don't even know if I want to count that as Robbie Reyes' series, because that was
before Robbie Reyes. I mean before him.
Oh yeah, before him, yeah.
I'm saying when he was created, there was like a big gap between. There was no Ghost Rider around when he was created. It wasn't like they were replacing him like they did Thor with Jane Foster. It wasn't like, oh, Thor's gone, but here's Jane Foster. It was like, there is no Ghost Rider around right now. Let's create a new one. So I'm totally okay with the way Robbie was, and I do agree. I don't like that they try to pinhole him into that. And when his car was destroyed here, I was like, oh shit, I hope they don't give him a bike. I hope they don't put him on a bike, because he needs his muscle car. But by the end, they did bring his muscle car back, so I'm glad that he has his muscle car.
I wonder if that's Jason Aaron trying to change it because, like, I could tell he did not research Robbie coming into this Avengers run and writing Robbie in it. But then
Mhm.
after people read it and said, this is not supposed to be working with Robbie Reyes. He's supposed to be possessed by so and so. He's not supposed to have so and so.
Yeah,
And I wonder if Jason Aaron had to change, what he
he
originally
might
planned.
have. He might have saw what people were saying and tweaked it on his own. But I don't think Marvel change it. I don't think Marvel was like, "Oh, you had to change this," because Marvel really doesn't care. They don't care about continuity. We learned that a long time ago that they don't care about continuity.
Oh yeah.
All right, so
Let's see.
let's go on to let's see what Tevye has for his worst pick, because then we'll go see what the comments say. All right, so Tevye's worst pick is Action Comics 1016. Mostly because the story has been so boring, and frankly, I'm so tired of the Invisible Mafia that I just don't care anymore. Also, I don't care about Red Cloud or Naomi. I want them to just go away. So, Tevye,
Same
I
thing.
guess you don't like that. Um, I
But
didn't
no
mind
fun.
this issue.
I'm
Like, I don't mind what Bendis is doing with Superman. It's not that bad. I do think the Invisible Mafia is going on a little too long. Like, this is 16 issues in and it's still going on. Like, I do think he needs to wrap this story up and go into the next arc or something. Even though Leviathan's going on too, it's still about the Invisible Mafia. Like, you can't keep doing this Invisible Mafia. That's like, it should be invisible in Metropolis. This long. Superman can see. But
Mhm.
I totally get why people don't like it, but I personally don't have that huge of a problem with it.
All right. Just going to read off some of the comments here. Kenneth Colley Jr. I have to admit, and it kills me to say this, I've lost interest in reading current comics. The only current comics I'm reading is Supergirl, Wonder Woman, The Flash, and The Magnificent Miss Marvel. Sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, it's the way a lot of people are feeling right now, but I still love reading current comic books. JLS says I'm back. Had to finish up a video. Cool, Jesse.
Hey.
I love what you've been doing on your channel too, like all those informative videos about who's this character and who's that character. I really love them. So anybody who wants to go check out those type of videos, like who's Snake Eyes or something like that, go check out JLS Comics. He does really good stuff over there.
Cool.
Terry says so. Marvel messed up again.
Oh, yeah.
Eh,
They mess up with
they just
Ghost
don't
Rider.
care. I don't think you
Yeah,
can mess up if you don't care. Like, I
I
think
guess.
if you don't care about what goes on in your company, you can't really mess it up. Let's see. Kenneth says, I think a lot of the current comics, I just think a lot of the current comics right now don't have any of the interesting stories except for maybe a few titles. I think a lot of them are in holds for other stuff. That's what it is.
Right. But for me, regardless, like, I always have like two comics I'll always keep reading, Deadpool and Captain America.
Yeah,
So,
and mine is always going to be any Superman book. I would never drop a Superman book. I don't care how bad it gets. I mean, I stuck around for the whole New 52. I
yeah.
hated that, and you know that I hated that series, that run so much, but I stuck it out because I'm a true blue Superman fan from beginning to end. And out of Marvel, I would never drop a Captain America book because I mean it's just I love Captain Marvel. I mean Captain America. I love
Yeah.
Captain America because he's a Boy Scout character. I love Superman because he's a Boy Scout character. Those are my that's my wheelhouse for characters. If you're good to be good, I love it.
And you lasted through the whole Secret Empire and Hail Hydra cap. So,
Yeah,
nothing could
exactly. I
top
mean,
that.
I did not like that at all, but I know you did. So I know some people did, some people didn't. It was one of those controversial, split the fan base type things, and it definitely did
Oh,
that.
yeah. You guys know I have like a Captain America page with a couple of Captain America friends of mine, and it was like Civil War with Nick Spencer's run.
I would have loved to have seen that when it actually happened. I'm on there now, but I would have loved to have been on there when that happened.
Yeah,
JLS.
but no longer exists anymore. You know, it was back during the Google Plus era.
Oh, okay. JLS comment
Mhm.
says, I'm hearing DC might be doing another convergence type event to reset everything
Oh,
again. I mentioned this on, I think it was last week's show. I think they're going to be doing a Crisis event because this is the 35th anniversary of Crisis. They got the TV show coming out next year. Well, this year and next year, the TV show will be on the event, the TV event, and they are doing. I think they're going to next year with the 35th anniversary. I think they are going to do a new Crisis event. And it's going to fix everything. So I think DC 2020 is going to look. It's going to start out really crappy for a lot of people. And maybe I said this with you. Maybe I said this 2 weeks ago. I think it's going to start out really crappy, and people are going to be hating on it. But I think by the end of 2020, DC fans are going to be happy again.
cool.
Let's say JLS says, thanks, Jay. You're welcome. Terry says, "Yup, it's called another crisis." Well, I don't think it's going to be called another crisis. It's going to be another crisis, but I don't think it's actually going to be called another crisis. That would be
I
really
see
bad
JL.
title. Another crisis.
I see JLS's comment. Crisis of Infinite Crises.
that would be a pretty funny title. Terry says, so kind of like Superior Spider-Man. Crisis of Infinite Crisis. Yeah. Um, I think it's going to be like something major. It's going to be something major. It's going to fix a lot of things. I think this year they're going to try to experiment with things, and we're going to get the all new, all different type of DC where you're going to have those characters taking over. Like Luke Fox is going to take over for Batman or whatever. If that actually does happen, the 5G thing. But I think by the end of the year, it's going to be fixed with another Crisis event. You want to read K-Crawls?
Let's see. I hope DC does get better soon because a lot of the current books I'm not been interested in reading.
I think they will. I think this year is going to start off. 2020 is going to start off slow, and it's going to be hard on people. And then by the end of 2020, people are going to be excited about DC. That's my prediction. I also predicted, just to show my record, I also predicted the end of the New 52. I also predicted Rebirth. So I'm good on my predictions for DC.
All right.
All right.
Well, want to go to our top fives now?
Yeah, let's go right into that. Let me just X out that. Let me read off Tevia's number 5 real fast, and then we'll go into ours. So Tevia has Amazing Spider-Man number 32, an interesting story about Peter Parker and Mary Jane still being in love, and also Spidey 2099 and his back baby, and I'm so happy. Did you read this one?
No, I'm on and off again with Spider-Man, honestly.
It's okay to be off again with this because honestly, I read this and it felt like again this had nothing to do with the last issue. Like it didn't have no connective tissue other than MJ being gone. Like that was the only connective tissue, and he briefly mentions the character. Well, they show the character of Kindred, that
Oh,
creepy was it millipede guy, centipede guy. Um,
Centipede guy.
Yeah, the guy with the centipedes or millipedes, wherever they are, all over him. Guys, it's either gonna be Flash or Harry. But they're showing him, and then he was just like, I had this creepy feeling, and then that's it. Like that's all that connects the two stories. Like this is a totally different arc. It's about his sister who's back. And um, they're they break they're breaking
Is it
into something.
2099 event?
Yeah, it's the 2099. Because in it, we see that Miguel is back in the present, but he's captured by this group. And they're going to be running tests on him, but he wakes up and he breaks out the window, and he can't use his powers, so he falls and lands on top of a car. That's how it ends. He lands on top of a car, and he's just like, I gotta get to Peter Parker. He just keeps saying that he has to find Peter Parker. but he doesn't remember why. He doesn't remember anything about it.
Interesting.
Right, if you want to say that. I just thought it was boring, kind of like it should have. I don't know. I felt like I should have been more excited about it, and I wasn't. Like it was supposed to be really fast paced. There's a lot of action in it, but I didn't feel that action momentum of reading it. Like it wasn't that thing where I'm like, yes. It wasn't that thing where I'm like, yes, I gotta read it. I gotta finish this. Oh my god, did you see that? I was just like, okay, that happened. It was like kind of anticlimactic for me.
Right. I
What
wonder
was
if
your
like
number
this
five?
is something Nick Spencer
Oh.
wanted to write, or Marvel told him you have to write this for the 2099 event.
I don't know. I think he wanted to write it, but I think it was a little bit of both because he is writing the 2099 event. Like he's doing the 2099 book, so it's his baby. But I think Marvel also was like, we're doing a 2099 thing because it's 80 years since we started, and it's 80 years until 2099. So let's do this thing. What can you do about that? And I think Nick Spencer came up with everything. Like they pitched it to him, and he came up with the idea.
Got it.
All right, what's your number five?
My number five, Tony Stark Iron Man number 17. The second part to this Ultron agenda. I'll say it's better than the Osborn agenda. Yep.
War Machine's back.
Brody's back as War Machine.
Yeah.
Cool.
That was a big thing. When I saw that, I was like, yes. I don't know how. I don't like how he got there, but I like that he's back in that armor.
Yeah, we all knew it was going to happen at some point.
Oh, yeah.
But my favorite parts were actually the Jocasta part, like especially between her and Machine Man, how Jocasta is badly damaged, and Machine Man's like, here, take some of my parts. And Jocasta saying, but you're damaged. It won't work. There's one thing I know in this world. It's that you and I are compatible.
that was a good one. Iron Man with me has been on and off. Like some issues are good, some issues aren't.
Same here, actually.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. He just Dan Slott he's on and off again with his voice of who these characters are, and I think what really engaged me the most was this drastic turn with Rhodey, because he is a character that's so important to the Iron Man mythos, but he's often looked beyond. Like he's often looked past. Like people don't really pay attention to him.
Mm-hmm. Jay, you there? Hello?
Yeah, we paused out for a second. I don't know. I don't know what that was, but he's always been this like character that's been like background for everyone, and I'm glad that he's taking a step out and he's doing something that's like drastic. So I wonder how this is going to affect like his relationships with Tony Stark, how it's going to affect his relationship with the other Avengers, how it's going to affect his relationship with Carol Danvers.
I wonder if by the end he fuses with his armor.
That would be interesting, especially given how he's claustrophobic in it. So
yep. All right. So that was my number five. What was your number five, Jay?
Oh wait, I just want to read this. Jill says, Jay, are you doing shots? Dude, if I was doing shots, I would not be drinking out of my cup. I mean, this would be a big shot. No, that's just water. If I was doing shots, I would tell everybody because I would be doing it right there on there. I don't care. I drink socially. I'm not like a drinker, but I can drink anyone under the table. I'm Irish. And that blood runs deep, so I can drink. Trust me.
Gotcha.
So my number five is actually Dial H for Hero number 8. Do you read this book?
No, I don't. I heard good things about it.
Yeah, it was a really good one, and it's a little different of a book, and I like the gimmick of it. There's 2 stories in this book. Okay, it tells the story of the operator and of I can't think of his name, the villain here. I can't think of his name. The lightning bolt. Um, I think it's lightning bolt or something like that. Anyway, it tells the story of those two characters, but it's every other page is one of the stories. So you want to read the operators, you read page one, page three, page five, so on and so forth until it gets to the end. But then they fuse together again at the end, and you want to read the Thunderbolts book, you gotta go backwards and read it from like page 22, 20, page 20, page 18, page 17, 16, 14, so it goes backwards. So you read the first part, you skip each page, every other page. You read the operator story, then you go backwards and you read the other guy's story. So I thought it was a unique spin on it, like a double issue book, like a double story book, you know. So I was like, that was really gripping, and I liked it. I thought it was a really fun idea.
Glad you enjoyed it, man.
Yeah, it was something different, like especially when you've been reading comics for so long. When the medium when they can do something that makes you look at a book differently or they do a book differently is always cool. And I thought this was a unique way to do it. All right, let's see. Any comments? All right, let's go on to our number 4. So my number 4 is actually Detective Comics 1014. This is the another part of the Dr. Freeze, Mr. Freeze story.
Mm-hmm.
We got his wife is revived and she's at the early stages of it, so she has to like live in zero she has to live in the zero absolute zero temperature. So at first she's like in the old Mr. Freeze, dome chrome like head, and she's like, I gotta take this off, waiting for the room to go down to absolute zero. She takes it off, and then he tells her everything, and Batman's trying to figure out what's going on, and by the end she becomes just like Mr. Freeze. She gets the ice skin, and they are a duo. Like you have a female Mr. Freeze, and he says, like at the end, he's like, let's introduce them to Mr. and Mrs. Freeze. So it's really cool looking. And Mr. Freeze
No
is
pun
like,
intended.
no pun intended. And Mr. Freeze is really like, he stepped up. Like they really stepped him up as a major villain. So if you're not
Great
reading
to hear.
Detective Comics, I think this is a good run to jump on. How about you? What was your number 4?
My number 4 was Agents of Atlas number 3. Not much continued in terms of story, but I love the aftermath of what happened last issue with Luna, Snow, and Amadeus kissing. Thought that was funny, like how like the whole world now knows they kissed because that photo of them was sent viral, and poor Amadeus, man, he immediately
Yeah, I
gets
know.
shoved down after that, and was like, take that picture down. That was funny. And then later on, you like even her lawyers talked about that scene, saying that yeah, under contract, Luna cannot be dating. So, oh damn.
Yeah, I think it's like some of the sponsorships, like they are like that's something that a lot of musicians now, especially K-pop, because K-pop is they have a different culture over there. Like it's like they can really dictate things, but like early days, like boy bands and stuff like that, they would have those in their contracts. Like you can't publicly date anybody, because if you publicly
Oh,
date, then oh yeah, those boy bands like they weren't allowed to publicly date anybody at certain points. Like I think it was like New Kids on the Block wasn't allowed to publicly date anybody because if they did, then they wouldn't be available to their fan base. The girls wouldn't feel like they could go out with one of the New Kids on the Block. So like I understand like like that is a real thing, and I think K-pop stars still have that. Like they gotta be available. Like I think now in America we're like, okay, you're allowed to date somebody. I think Justin Timberlake really broke that mold when he dated Britney Spears.
Mm-hmm.
Because it showed the popularity of how a couple like that, a superstar couple, could really make more fans like you. But I think it was, yeah, I understand why they did that, but I did feel bad for Amadeus Cho. He was like, I just kissed her and like all this shit is just happening to me now. Like, why can't I just like, why can't he ever just get the girl?
I hope by the end he gets a girl.
I hope so. And he just proves that whole thing that it's not easy being green. It's just not easy being green, especially in this book. Yeah. Also, what I liked about this was the whole mystery about what's happening with these lizards. Like, because
Oh,
we got the wyverns attacking. We got dragons attacking. We got sea serpents attacking. We got um what are they not chameleons
Komodo
the lizard
dragons? No.
no the lizards, the little lizards, iguanas are attacking people. Like everything's attacking all these lizard type animals are attacking people, and they have no idea why. And then at the same time we have Jimmy Woo who's talking to a big freaking dragon. Like, so what's going on? Like I'm so, and I love how Amadeus is like, oh, I'll just hack into Atlas's bank account and just give all you guys money. And she's like,
Yeah.
um, and I like Silk. She was like, so you won't work for your enemy and take money from him, but you will steal it from your friend. And he was like, yeah, it's a gray area. Like I just don't
Yeah.
want to be beholden to that douche. So
Yeah.
I yeah, so it's like I understand what he's saying. It's like Jimmy Woo has that money, so Jimmy Woo can afford that, where he's not compromising his ethics by working for a guy and getting paid by him, then feeling like he owns you. So I can understand that. But I really love this issue too. I thought it was a great one.
Cool. And like, I know this is like going to be a 5 issues limited series, but do you think this whole thing could be resolved in 2 issues? Only has two
I don't
issues
know.
left.
I don't know. Unless they make it somehow carry over into other things, like they can make it carry over into other miniseries that are coming out, as a background story. But I don't know. I think this really should be an ongoing. I think this is one of the
I hope
times
so
when Marvel
too.
should be like, oh, we're not going to do a 5 issues. We're doing an ongoing.
It's
Because I really love
spiritually
this book.
on Atlantis attacks.
Yeah. And we actually before that we have incoming too. They're
Oh
going to
yeah.
be in the incoming event too. So we're going to get them for that too. Um, all right. Let's go on to the Phanatics, and that's Tevye. So let's see what Tevye has. He has for his number 4, he has Batman Superman. An interesting story about Batman and Superman trying to figure out what the Batman Who Laughs is up to. And holy crap, Blue Beetle is now evil and has the Bat Mech from Gordon's Batman is really interesting. Yeah, I thought this was a pretty good book, but I don't know, something about it just didn't fully feel connected, but it felt good. It was a good book. I wouldn't say it was a bad book, but it just like I don't know, there was something I wanted and it wasn't there. I don't know what that thing is, but I just know there was something missing.
Right.
All right, let's go on to number 3. Tevye has Justice League Dark number 26, a great story about Justice League Dark trying to deal with Cersei and her anti-Justice League Dark team is really awesome. What was your number 3?
My number 3. Actually, it was Jane Foster Valkyrie number 4. And to be honest, I was actually considering dropping this series. I didn't like the first 3 issues. Something just seemed missing. Like it didn't
Mhm.
grasp me. But then I saw like this cover, the Mary Jane variant cover, and I was thinking, you know what? If the issue was bad, at least I'll get a great cover after it. But I ended up enjoying the issue primarily for Mephisto. I love him coming in here. He looks like what he was in Damnation, and
Yeah.
he's like talking to someone over the phone, right? And he's like saying, "Yeah, yeah, I'm supposed to be locked up. Yeah, yeah, I'm like in house arrest, but I'm freaking Mephisto. You don't think I could have found a loophole?"
Yeah, he is the master of contracts.
Yep.
The only thing I don't like about this book, and it's the part that like I'm not getting about this whole series, is the whole Mr. Ed thing. Like the talking horse. Like I hate
Oh yeah, I didn't like.
every time that popped on the panel, I'm like, why? Like why did you need like I want to see who pitched that idea. Like sitting at the table with Marvel and you're like, okay, we're gonna make the horse. Now check this out. The horse that we've seen for decades is gonna start talking. Why?
I thought that was
Like
ridiculous.
why? It was like can you not have Jane Foster not make something that never talk? Because Mjolnir talked to her, you know, like something that never talked in the history of Thor start talking to her. You know, something in the history of Valkyrie never talked start talking to her. Is she like the in at the does she have like some kind of power where she makes things talk that shouldn't talk? Like, is that her secret power? Like, she's like that confuses me because, like, again, I said these things never had a voice before. Mjolnir never
Mhm.
talked. It never had a voice until Jane Foster's story. Um, the horse, I can't even think of the horse. I think that the name of the horse is Horse, right? Didn't he say that his name is Horse? I
Mhm.
think it was last issue he said his name was Horse. Um, actually never talked. Now he talks.
Mhm.
It just, I
Uh,
don't know. It just seems messed up to me.
right. I'll. You might have to step out for a sec. I just need to do one thing while you talk
Yeah,
about your next pick.
yeah. I'm just gonna go into mine. All right.
Okay.
Um. All right. Mine is one I don't think Cryptid reads anyway, and it's that's Angel number 6. This is a part of the whole Hellmouth event, and I was expecting a little bit more from this, but it's still a great book. The only thing that really bad about this is that it doesn't really pick up where Hellmouth issue 1 left off. This is the second part of it, and instead it tells the Angel side of the story where we're getting more what was going on in Angel's book, a continuation with um, Fred and Gunn going to get Spike, who is still a part of the whole event because Spike was trying to, he's a part of this whole thing and he's the key, he's the poet. Fred's the prophet, which or the oracle, which I think is weird that they're making Fred be what Doyle was. I think his name was Doyle in Angel, like the whole can see the future thing. Maybe that's where they're going to go with her. But yeah, it was a good issue. I just wanted. I think it would have been higher up on my list if they would have connected it more to the main event, Hellmouth. Like they would have continued that story on in here and then did a little bit of the Angel flair for it. But it was a little bit too much of an Angel issue than a Hellmouth issue. But still a great issue.
Which issue was this?
Angel number 6. I don't think you
Oh,
read it.
okay. No, I didn't.
Yeah. It's all part of that big Boom Studios Buffy crossover event, Hellmouth. So it
Mhm.
was a pretty good issue though. All right, so let's go on to what let's see. My number 2. I'll say my number 2 now. Future Fights First Luna Snow number 1. Love this issue.
Nice.
It was a nice, great origin story of her. We got to see where she began. Um, I like the Future Avenger story too. I just still wish that these were two separate things. Like I don't know why they had
Hmm.
to have that backup in all these new Future First books, whether it's this or if it's Agents of Atlas. I mean, like um the
Arrow.
mini series. Yeah, like Arrow and Swordmaster. Like I don't know why they had to have those backup stories in them. Like all those mini series, they all had those backup stories. I don't know why. Like why just give us these whole stories. But yeah, that one page of her where she comes out with her powers for the first time, I was like, okay, take away that one little word bubble and make that into a freaking poster for me. Because that is a
Oh yeah.
beautiful page where she's just got the white hair, the black hair. She's got her like her K-pop dance uniform on, and she's just like all badass. Everything's going on around her. A
Let me see if I
beautiful
could get
freaking
that page
image.
out. Actually, show the viewers.
Yeah, it's a beautiful image. Like
Ah,
that is like look at
listen.
that. That is a poster waiting to be made. Like just take out that one little word bubble. That's all you gotta do. I know that Marvel still has that page without the word bubble. Before lettering took over. Like
Or who
make
knows?
that there.
They might make that a variant cover.
I want a poster because that is a
Mhm.
freaking badass page. I want that as a poster. I would hang out on the wall in a second. I mean, I
Wait till
I
I see
just
my
love
cover.
this, huh?
Wait till you see my cover of the week.
All right. What was your number
But
two? Oh, what did you
oh,
think about
oh,
this book? Oh yeah,
oh,
what did you think about this
oh,
book?
I loved it, honestly. Like the origin sounds simplistic, but for me, it had heart in it.
It
Like,
did.
yeah, I don't know.
Sometimes a simplistic story can have heart and can be a great story. You don't have to make a big splashy. Oh, this happened and that happened and that happened. And make it all complicated. Simple is
Right.
good sometimes.
Yep. Yep. And like, oh, I liked how like her original stage name was actually going to be Luna, right?
Yeah,
But
it was
then
gonna be
like,
Luna.
and then afterwards when she got her powers, I like the little running gag. Everybody saying, "Luna, your hair," or Seal, that's her real name.
Yeah,
Your hair. What's wrong with my hair?
yeah. She's like, what happened to my hair?
Hmm.
I like that. I thought it was a really, I don't know. I'm really liking these future fight books, and
Oh,
like anything from Agents of Atlas, I'm just loving.
hmm. And one thing I got to comment on in the Hydra story, uh, the Future Avengers. I actually like that story a lot, to be
Me
honest.
too. That's what I'm saying. Like I love it. I just wish that it wasn't just a backup story. Like it
Hmm.
deserves its own like little mini series.
What would that be called? The Avengers of Hydra.
For anybody who doesn't know, what happened is this is a group of people when Hydra was running the world. These kids were being trained, and they thought Hydra was the good guy. And then when they found out that Hydra was a bad guy, they left all but one of them. So they're just showing you, how they got to this point. And I like them. I like the kids. I like their powers. I like everything about them. Honestly, I think this is a great setup for something down the line. I hope we get to see them after this. These
Oh, I
future
definitely do.
for fights
Especially that one
happen.
girl. What's her name? Chloe, I think was. I just liked how when her power is like she transforms into people, right? But she still doesn't get the hang of it. And when she tried turning into a Hydra agent, she looked like a typical Hydra agent, except she
With
had the
the
ponytails.
yeah, she had these big pigtails sticking out. I thought it was hilarious. Again, I love the art. I love the books. These are really good books. If you're not reading the Future Fights books, pick them up. They're really good. And pick up Agents of Atlas too. A great
Hmm.
book. All right. So what was your number two?
My number two, Marauders number one. I am just so happy to be liking a Jerry Dugan book again. Like, ever since he finished Deadpool, I just haven't liked any of his books since then. And, I picked this up because it has not only Jerry Dugan's work on it, but Maddie O'Lowey. They work together a lot on
Yeah.
Deadpool. And Kitty was a bad Kate was a badass in
See,
this
I
issue.
did like this. I like the. This is one of those things where I'm going to be contradictory of myself. Well, people will say that, but it was written well, but it wasn't a good book for me. And the
Oh,
reason why I say that is because for me, this is like one of my least favorite books, honestly. Only because I have invested interest in the X-Men. You know, like I go way back with
right.
the X-Men, and this felt like they reinvented Kitty. They even gave her a new name. Like they had to
Yeah.
say that her name was Kate. That one line of Bobby where she said the top men, and then Bobby's like, oh, I want to meet those top men. You know, the innuendo joke. I was like I face palmed. I was like, seriously, like you went there with the cheap gay joke. Like seriously, like you're gonna go for the cheap gay joke. But um, definitely a Deadpool joke. Like that would definitely have been sold better with Deadpool than it did with Bobby. Like if Deadpool would have done it, I think it would have hit better at home. You know, because Deadpool
And
has that timing.
it's funny you should mention Deadpool because honestly, if this ragtag team, like often like in a pirate adventure, basically, I thought this would have been the perfect opportunity for Jerry Dugan to write Deadpool again. I thought that was a missed opportunity right
Oh
there.
yeah, definitely. I think he would definitely fit in this team again. I think he should like maybe one day come down into this because I think Jerry Dugan does have the perfect voice for Deadpool. I loved his run on
Oh yeah.
Deadpool. He actually made me love Deadpool as an ongoing series. Because before
Mhm.
that, Deadpool was one of those books where I would buy it every month because I buy all my Marvel books, but I would only read him in short bursts. Like I would read like one or two issues and then put it away and not read it again for a while. Just because I couldn't do like the oversaturation of Deadpool. But
Deadpool fatigue is a real thing. I'll tell you guys that.
yeah,
I
and
read all
it
the
depends on the
Deadpool.
writer too.
Yeah. I read all the Deadpool stuff, and I know there was like a time when there was probably like about 5 or 6 Deadpool titles at once.
Yeah.
Still read them all. Yeah, but
Well, yeah,
even
that's
for
because
me,
it's your one of your favorite characters, you know. So totally
oh, he is my
understand that.
favorite comic book character.
Yeah. So I totally understand that. Like, there's some characters that I like other people are like, what? Like, you know, you give me a book of certain characters, I'll read them all day long, you know. But Deadpool was always one of those books where I would like read it until, you know, just sparingly until Jerry Dugan came on. Once he came on, I was like, I'm sold. I'll read this book every. If you put this book out weekly, I'm reading it weekly. You know, because
Mhm.
it was that well. He had Deadpool's voice down pat. Like that's the definitive Deadpool to me. Is his Deadpool. That's who I.
Yeah.
That's the voice I hear whenever I hear Deadpool now. But
Mhm.
it was just. I don't know. I felt like again like the whole Dawn of X thing is like um they're reinventing the X-Men, and to me, that that takes away from the X-Men. You know, like they're reinventing every character to where they don't feel the same anymore. Kitty doesn't feel like Kitty, and she's not Kitty. You know, she's
Yeah,
Kate because
she
I'm
is.
grown up and I'm Kate now. And I don't know, it felt empty. Like she's so quick to work with Emma, even though all that bad history there. And where's the animosity between her and Emma? I mean, I don't know. I just felt something lacking there. So again, I have a long time history with these characters, so I really hate that Marvel's MO where they're rewriting characters to fit what they want to do. So
Mhm.
that's just me personally, but
Oh, I completely
it
understand.
is the story is written well. Like the writing itself is written well. This was different characters. Like if these were new characters, and I didn't know any of them, I would be like all down for it. If Kate was this new character that came out, I would be like, she's a badass character. I love Kate. But it's Kitty and it doesn't feel like Kitty to me. So
Right.
yeah, that's just how I felt about it. Let's see. Any other thoughts on that?
Let's see. Any other? No, good issue. Definitely getting the next one. So,
Yeah. Um I buy all Marvel, so I always get it, but I don't know. It's just not that good. It's not liking what they're doing um with the whole thing as with the thing as a whole. I'm just not liking it at all. The
Hmm.
dawn of that stuff. But let's see what Tevye has to say. His number two was Batman Curse of the White Knight #4. A great story about Batman and the rest of the cops dealing with Azrael, but holy crap, that ending with Gordon's death, I didn't see that one coming. And I'm very intrigued on what's going to happen next. Also, Barbara Gordon getting crippled. Damn, that was dark, but we can have Oracle in this universe, which makes
Oh
me so
man,
happy.
that's
Or she
dark.
could just become the new commissioner.
That's dark. How can you be
Yeah.
happy someone's getting crippled?
Tevye wants, let's see, he wants Barbara Gordon crippled, and he wants Aunt May dead.
No.
He's hardcore pushing for Aunt May's death. Like, leave the old lady alone, dude. He's the only
uh,
person who was happy that she got cancer.
oh
Um,
god.
let's see, Tevye #1 is Marauder's #1. So he liked that book too. He says a great story about Kitty Pryde and the rest of her mutants. Yes, becoming pirates, but at the same time having fun. And Kitty kicking these Russian jerks' butts is really awesome and bad, but also, yay, Kitty, Iceman, Pyro, and Storm. Getting a battleship is really awesome and badass. I love it. I don't know. Again, I said my thoughts on it. It's just something different for me. I know this is what they're going to do, and it's Jonathan Hickman, so he's going to be on it for a while. So I'm going to have to like adapt to these mutants until the next
Yeah.
phase of them coming again. But I'm
Like
not really
really
digging what he's doing.
deal.
Yeah. All right. So, what was your #1?
Number one, it's an easy one. Take care, I guess.
Um, Luna Snow.
Yep, of course, Luna
Yes.
Snow. We already talked about it, so yeah. What was your number one, man?
My #1 was actually Agents of Atlas #3. I like this. Um, we talked about it earlier, but yeah, I really like that. That was a good #1 book for me. It's
Mm-hmm.
just all those characters together. I want more Crescent though. I do want more Crescent. I know we're gonna feature first a future fight of her too. I think, right?
This week, I think.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. But all right, let's go on to the Tevye. Oh, wait, I already read Tevye's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go on to what your cover of the week was. You said I would be interested in this. So
Yeah.
what's your cover of the week?
My cover of the week was Luna Snow, the variant cover.
That's
Because
a nice one too. Yeah.
yep, I mean, how could this not be the cover of the week? I don't know if you guys could get
I
a look.
yeah, I like that one too. That one was a good one. I
Yep.
like how their covers look too. Those covers are so just like all their covers are so good. Um,
Mhm.
but my cover of the week was actually Batman Superman #3. It was just something so creepy about that, like seeing Superman there as the possessed Superman, and then that the symbol on his chest. It was just like so cool. Like it just looked like creepy cool to me. So I was just like, that's a pretty cool cover.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. Hmm.
All right. So that's everything from this week. So let's look into the future and see what we're going to anticipate for next week. Um, how about we go back and forth? Your #3, my #3, #2, #2. All right. So what's your
Okay.
#3 book?
My number three book is Death of Old Man Logan number 12.
Uh, I'm want to give this book a try because the other black labels are really intriguing me. So Joker Smile #1.
Ooh, nice.
Like with Harley Quinn and Harleen, like the Joker what's it called, criminal sanity, like
Oh.
that book, like those books have been so intriguing to me. I want to see Joker smile. So all right, my #2 is Last Guide #1, also from the Black Label, because this is that Conan type book from DC. I want to see what they're going to do with
Okay.
this. What's your #2?
My number 2, Crescent and Io. The Aegis
I
Rise.
did not realize that was coming out this week. I must have my eyes must have skipped over it when I was looking down at the list. That would have been on there. So that's not on my list, but that would have been my that would have been on this list for sure. And what's your number 1?
Number 1, Superior Spider-Man number 12. It's gonna be bittersweet. It's ending.
I know. It's a shame too because it's a good book. Like this
is
honestly, I think this is better than the actual Superior Spider-Man arc in Spider-Man. Like I think that one went on way too long, and this one I wanted to see. I want to know more about this Doc Ock than I want to know about that Superior Spider-Man. Like this Superior Spider-Man is more intriguing to me than the other one.
I like them both for different reasons, I mean.
I know it wasn't a bad book. I'm just saying I think this one was a better run. That's all.
Gotcha.
Okay. No surprise what my number 1 most anticipated book is, and it's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 44. I'm just telling you, the final page of this book gonna blow your mind. For Power Ranger fans. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's great.
But that's it. So what do you got coming up for this week? Like, what do you want to tell anybody to check out?
All right. Don't have anything coming up this week, but if you guys are really big Captain America fans and are on MeWe, I suggest checking out the Captain America Living Legends community, where me and my friends talk about a lot of Cap stuff. Same thing with a Discord link to more Captain America stuff.
Yeah, both of those links are in the description. Yeah, both of those links are in the description. Captain America is always awesome. But I do have both of those links in the description underneath his links. Also, for me, check out the Comic Book Club this Friday. We're going to be talking about Gotham Academy Volume 1 trade paperback. So, you guys, if you know me, you know I love that series, and I was so happy when that was picked because I just love that series. I thought it was a great series. And we're going to be talking about that. I'm going to have Legends TV on here for that. So it'll be Friday. Another TJIF coming at you on Friday. And the poll right now for next month's books are up. And I know Cryptid suggested the Deadpool book. So that's up in that poll. So vote for whatever book you want to read next month.
Deadpool, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yes.
That was the start of the sad clown Deadpool, in my opinion.
And that's up on there. And there's a couple other books, including Tevia's Super Sons, the first volume of the Rebirth version of Superman, and a couple other books up there. So including Crisis on Infinite Earths, because we are building up to that show. So go vote on there. That link is in the description below, and it's also up on the Discord. Check out the Discord. Again, Wednesday I will have a review of She-Ra, an advanced review of She-Ra season 4. And there's going to be a lot more stuff coming up. I'm going to get to those Power Ranger Lightning Collection reviews. I just have been very swamped lately with work and everything. So, yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah, it's like, work just kills you. And until you can get paid for stuff like this, gotta pay the bill somehow. Otherwise, I'm not going to be buying those comic books I buy. I won't be able to afford my comic book pull list, and then I will be putting my shop out of business because they say all the time I'm the reason that they're still gainfully employed. They joke about it all the time because I buy so much from them. But yeah. That's it for this week. Cryptid, thank you so much again for coming on. You're always welcome, dude. If you want to come on another show, just let me know, and we can do it. Yeah, that's it. I hope you guys have a fun, safe Halloween. Have a good time then. And as soon as he puts on his face right, we're gonna say goodbye. So let me just go on here.
All right, guys. Have a happy Halloween and hail chimichangas.
Hail chimichangas. I like that one.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.